Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the other side of the coin and welcome to your latest Chelsea news. We're back again. We're back again with Joao Pedro. Joao Pedro connection links is not going away. Our connection with Brighton is, of course, not going. It's strong. It's stronger than ever, ladies and gentlemen. But before we delve deep into this news, I want to showcase you another small bit of news, which is going to be very, very important for us in a few days' time. Real Betis, we've obviously got them in the Conference League final. And this brother, Antony, I don't know if you guys have seen this goal yet. He just scored a goal. It's halftime, I believe, Real Betis. I don't know why. I guess this is, Premier League tradition to have all the matches at the same time. In the last day, I wish Chelsea were able to play a few days earlier. Enzo Maresca has said that there's going to be some level of rotation in the Conference League final. Look, regardless, we should still be the favorites moving against Real Betis. Far more important game is against Nottingham Forest to ensure that we have the right and the strong team to get a victory there. Once we get the victory there, Champions League football is confirmed, and after that, it really doesn't matter. Obviously, it will look very disappointing and very, very banterish if we lose against Real Betis in the Conference League. We should be beating them, but the priority and number one focus should be Nottingham Forest. So, Antony, ladies and gentlemen, Real Betis, they get to play a few days earlier. They get 2 more days extra break as opposed to us. We don't get that extra break. We play on Sunday. Antony has just scored for Real Betis against Valencia, and check this goal out. It is, this guy will be a problem. I really will be a problem, ladies and gentlemen. Unbelievable. But now, getting back to Joao Pedro. Joao Pedro news is buzzing at the moment. This is coming from a Brazilian source. Also, recently, we heard from other different sources as well. One thing's for certainty. Big journalists in the likes of Ornstein and Fabrizio Romano hasn't really linked Joao Pedro to Chelsea Football Club yet. However, Fabrizio Romano has said that Joao Pedro is looking to leave. And there's reasons behind that, which we're going to delve into deep. Breaking, Chelsea has started negotiations with Brighton to sign Joao Pedro and has signaled an offer of 50 million. Chelsea wanted done to have him for Club World Cup. Now, I like Joao Pedro. I think he's a very, very good player. Don't get me wrong. I watch quite a lot of Brighton, so I know a bit about this player. Physicality is there. Pace is there. It's good up front. He takes his man on. He can play as a striker, can play a little bit out wide. He can play as a second striker, inside forward. Look, my only thing is very similar to what you'd expect Nkunku to do, what you'd expect João Felix to do. Now, the thing is, if you get rid of Nkunku, which we are, and if you get rid of João Felix, which we are as well, and on top of that, if you then go on and say, look, we're getting rid of Sancho as well, we're sending him back to Manchester United, we don't want to keep him on a permanent. Someone like Joao Pedro, I don't mind him as a player for Chelsea Football Club. Yeah, I'm fed up of doing business with Brighton, but at the end of the day, I don't mind him. He's got Premier League experience. I remember Joao Pedro back in Watford as well. He was playing for Watford before this, and he was a very, very good player for Watford too. I'm pretty sure he was playing for Watford. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm certain he was playing for Watford, and he was doing really well over there. And then he's got his move at Brighton, and he's doing really well at Brighton as well. Problem is, there is here and there injuries that has happened. And once again, Brazilian, much like Matheus Cunha as well, their temperament sometimes can be a bit wild, but it's not always bad. It's not always bad, but it can be a little bit wild. Obviously, got himself sent off not that long ago, Joao Pedro. As I said, if we get Joao Pedro, that doesn't mean that he is our number one striker. I cannot have Joao Pedro as our number one striker. I don't think he is capable of being a number one striker. Even if you get Joao Pedro, I still fully expect us to go and do a business for a top striker. And we're going to get to the striker news very, very soon. Don't think we're going to get a top striker. There are a couple of top strikers available. We're not going to go and do that. But I hope we're not bringing in, if we are bringing in Joao Pedro, and look, the link can be believable. We can't be sitting here thinking, no, we can't believe it. No, we do deals with Brighton on a regular. Sanchez, Cucurella, Caicedo, Livakoa was on loan over there, and many more. I'm sure we've done so many more. half of the staff is from Brighton as well. Graham Potter was from Brighton. So this connection, this business dealings that we have with Brighton is, makes me believe that something like this could happen. But I'm going to keep reiterating, even if we do get someone like Joao Pedro, who I don't mind, I think he's got quality, I hope he's not coming in as our sole striker to compete with Nicholas Jackson, because that is not a good deal at all. We need still a serious level striker up front. Get rid of your Nkunkus, get rid of your Joao Felixes, get rid of maybe even Sancho. You can get someone like Joao Pedro, no problems. 50 million, it's probably his price tag. It is probably his price tag. But let's not get too hasty and plug him in as a striker, because Brighton did use him as a striker, but ultimately Danny Welbeck kept on playing. And Joao Pedro, there were times where he was dropped. And there were times where he was playing a bit out wide, or he was playing more as a second striker. You got Danny Welbeck up front, you got Joao Pedro just behind, then you got Mitoma on the left and Minte on the right, or Jorginho Ruta on the right. Now, why is he leaving? What's happening with Joao Pedro? Chelsea Dodgers have said, Joao Pedro is definitely leaving Brighton. He's fighting his teammates. This is from Andy Naylor, who is designated journalist for Brighton. He's a specialist for Brighton Football Club. Joao Pedro will be missing again for Brighton's final match of the season at Tottenham following the Brazilian training ground altercation with teammate Jan Paul van Hecke. So this guy can be a bit of a problematic person. There's no two ways about that. 100% he can be a problematic person. But look, watch this space, because Fabrizio Romano has also said that he's moving on. I don't have the news for Fabrizio Romano, but do check Fabrizio Romano out. He talks about that Joao Pedro is looking for a move. Now, before we go into the striker conversation, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you follow Ms. TV Football, Total Football. Give that a subscription. The latest video that's out is in regards to Liverpool. Florian Wirtz. Liverpool are moving mad. So give that a view if you're interested on any other football news besides Chelsea Football Club. You're going to get it at Ms. TV Total Football. Subscribe. Give that video a watch. Liverpool are absolutely moving mad. Now, moving swiftly along. Striker. There's a striker that's available, and he goes by the name of Victor Osimhen. John Obi Mikel has done his recent podcast. I don't know if you guys have listened to that. If you haven't, go and listen to John Obi Mikel's podcast, his recent episode in regards to Victor Osimhen. Mikel says it's literally a phone call away. He's saying that this guy is desperate to join Chelsea Football Club. He's a fan. He wants Chelsea. And Mikel's saying it can be done, just one phone call away. Problem is, he's demanding a lot of wages, but here's the thing. Here's my issue. Victor Osimhen, and I want to hear from you guys in the comment section. I want to see what you guys have to say. I believe Victor Osimhen is the type of a player as a bit of a needle mover. He's a bit of a needle mover up front. He's the type of striker that is going to make a difference. Look at what he's done for Galatasaray. I know you're going to say Turkish league moves. This guy's done it in Napoli as well. He's done it in Liga 1. He's won it for Napoli. He's won the title there. He's won the Turkish title. Yes, okay, monopolized, just like Bayern Munich. Galatasaray wins it every other season, but still. Why are we penny pinching here? A lot of people are like me, is no other European clubs are looking to pay this guy what he wants. Well, whoop-de-doo. Why are we worried about no other European clubs? We should be worried about us. We need an ace striker. We need a striker that's going to bag goals. We need a striker that's going to bring fear to the opposition. We don't have that. No one fears Jackson, even though I like Jackson, I do. No one fears him. They all fear someone like Victor Osimhen. Victor Osimhen knows his worth. No one in their sane mind, and I tweeted this earlier today, I get paid well. Alhamdulillah, I get paid well in my job. Imagine my, company asked me, Ms., take a pay cut because we're going to cut costs. You love the club, you love the company, take a pay cut and stay. No, why should I take a pay cut? I know my worth. People are like, Victor Osimhen should take a pay cut to come to Chelsea Football Club. If he really loves Chelsea so much, take a pay cut. Why? Why? Get rid of all of these nonsense players that we have and actually put where the money needs to go. Now, I get it. Few people are worried. What if he comes in, he doesn't do well, and then he's on high wages? Well, we can't operate that way. We really cannot. If you want the best of the best, if you want someone who's actually going to make a change, someone who's actually going to be a needle mover, which I believe someone like Victor Osimhen or even Victor Gyökeres. Victor Gyökeres is another one. Arsenal are chasing Victor Gyökeres, and I don't know, recent news is now that they're looking at Sesko. If Gyökeres is available, it's either Osimhen or Gyökeres that we should be going for. But none of these strikers are going to settle for low wages. You're going to have to pay premium money for their services. They're good. Or you rather pay average wages on someone like, we're going to get to some of the news soon, Ekitike or Sesko, and hope that they're going to bang. And even Dilap. Dilap is a decent striker, but a young striker. It's still so much to develop. You're going to pay average wages and you're going to hope that they develop into a monster. Why? You're doing that with Nicholas Jackson already. So keep continuing focusing on Nicholas Jackson and building him up. And then alongside him, get someone elite. But we're not going to do that, ladies and gentlemen. Looks like the reports are coming out in Saudi Arabia that Victor Osimhen will join Al Hilal and the deal will be closed soon. So look, Al Hilal is probably, Saudis are probably the only club out there that can do that kind of a package for Victor Osimhen. I wish Chelsea did that. I wish Chelsea seriously paid him whatever money that he needs to be paid and bring him in, put him on a short-term contract. You don't necessarily have to give him a huge contract. You don't need to give him a 5-year contract. Give him a, I don't know, 3-year contract if need be, and see what happens. I don't know whether Al Hilal is going to give him a huge contract. Look, if at the end of the day, if the contract and money is the problem, and some people are saying, Miz, look, he's just been offered a base level of salary at Chelsea, but if he performs well based on his performances, he's going to get paid more. What's so wrong about that? Well, players like Victor Osimhen are not here to prove Chelsea Football Club what their worth is. They know what their worth is. They're not going to come for a bare minimum sort of base level wages, and then only if they bang, then they're going to get paid. Now, I know a lot of you guys will say, well, what's wrong with that? This is a top level player, man. Top level players don't move like this. I'm sorry. They don't move like this. Top players, they want to get paid what they want to get paid. They're not here for a trial basis. That if I do well, pay me well. If I don't do it, no. That's not how it works. I'm sorry. Even put yourself in a situation where you're going for a job. And imagine they say to you, we're going to give you just a base salary, and then if you do well, you get paid more. Well, I'm sorry. You either take me for who I am. I know who I am. I know my skill set. Don't insult me that you're only going to pay me based on my performance. Pay me for my services. Simple as that. So that's how I look at it. This is the list, ladies and gentlemen. Striker will be the primary target for Chelsea with the likes of Liam Delap, Benjamin Sesko, Hugo Ekitike, all on their list, coming from Matt Law. Put your money on this brother right here, Hugo Ekitike. I think there's some rumors coming from French source as well. Fabrice Hawkins, who's massive on French news, he's been talking about Ekitike. This guy might be the Chelsea striker. Delap, look, he may also come to Chelsea, but ultimately I feel like Delap really fancies Man United. I think he wants Man United. Even though now Man United are not going to make, well, then they're not in the Champions League. They're a finished club. They're done for. But I think his heart is still at Manchester United. I don't know if I want a player that has a feeling towards Manchester United once that was his first choice, and he's only settling for Chelsea because it didn't work out with Manchester United. Benjamin Sesko, I'm not fully convinced. I think he's still, once again, another player that requires a lot of development. And Hugo Ekitike, I don't know. I don't know if he's going to succeed in the Premier League. I haven't watched this guy too much. Watched bits and pieces of him. But these names overall, they don't give me the confidence, man. They really don't. They're all developing strikers. And we already have Jackson that we're developing. We don't need another development. And it's all of this stuff is going to get us into huge trouble. When you've got Osimhen and you've got Gyökeres waiting in the periphery, and these are the people that you're linked with, yeah, it's very difficult. It's very difficult. You see how Liverpool's moving next season. Florian Wirtz, on top of all the ace players they've already got, Virgil van Dijk, Salah, Gravenberch, all the players they're adding, they look serious. You can't be going into next season with these type of players and thinking you're going to be serious. Serious for what? Another top 5 chase? Last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, on Chelsea getting Champions League, failure to do so would be viewed as a disappointment rather than a crisis inside Stamford Bridge. Look, what's a crisis at Chelsea Football Club these days? What is it? Because we've normalized everything. Not making it into Champions League from the position we've taken this season and how we've started up until December, and we're in pear-shaped, and now it seems like we're finishing strong. It will be a huge disappointment and somewhat of a crisis. Not being in the Champions League will be somewhat of a crisis. Huge financial implications. And us as a fan base, we want to get back into Champions League. We've seen what Champions League is all about. We can't be Mickey Mousing around Conference League and Europa League anymore. I mean, if it's Europa League, okay, fine, we'll have to settle with it. But not making Champions League for a club like Chelsea Football Club, who have now missed out on back-to-back campaigns, right? Last season, this season, we've missed out on Champions League football. That'll be another season, 3 seasons in a row without Champions League football. And that is, for me, is crisis. Definitely it's crisis. But you guys let me know in the comment section what you think. And let me know your thoughts about Joao Pedro and every other little bits and pieces of news that we've spoken about. Excuse me. Give Ms. TV Total Football a view as well. Latest news in regards to Florian Florian Wirtz out there. Give that a watch. Smash up the like button if you're here for the first time. Subscribe. Hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Till next time. Take care. See ya. Bye.